So Phil, I think that you're probably the longest and the oldest competitor here. And when I say oldest, I mean the longest term competitor at this event.
Well, on that you could be right. I do crack 60 years old this year, so perhaps getting near the oldest, but bloody loving it as much as when I was 18.
Now, when we started this event many years ago, it was a much longer course. Tonight's a bit short. It's a little bit of a sprint one.
It's a total sprint and I love it. It's bloody gangbusters. You've got to be so on it, watching every corner, gassing it up, braking, making sure you're not coming off. It's bloody good fun, actually.
And you've been doing this for a long time. Why do you keep coming back?
Well, that is a damn good question. I've got to say, the thrill of driving legally fast. I mean, we're not 20 years old anymore watching the blue light travel past you the other direction down the highway and getting away with it. So to legally come and drive like lunatics, pretty safely in powerful cars, have fun, have friends around, have a good club atmosphere, and doing it in our beautiful Sydney ticks every box.
Now, talking about going fast, this machine of yours goes incredibly fast. Somebody asked me tonight what sort of engine was in it because they've never seen an Evo as quick.
Well, the engine has evolved over the years. The present iteration is a 2.2 external wastegates, M-Tron, ECU, E85. Total power on the car is probably about 430 kilowatts at the wheels, but we can wind it down tonight. I'm probably running about 380 at the wheels, trying to keep it balanced and make sure it keeps going. And as we aren't running the long circuit, we don't really need the extra power in the short part of the track.
Yeah, sometimes on this track, especially in the short sections, too much power is actually a problem.
That's totally correct, and I think tonight I got the balance perfectly. I can boot it coming out of the corner, gets a little bit taily but pulls straight to the next corner nicely without coming off. And we saw one of our mates tonight came off, and my eyes have followed his path, so I don't want my car to. If I had a magic wand, I would have liked to do rallying when I was a young kid. But I had babies, my wife and I had babies early, that didn't happen. So I bought this car in 2004, and I guess the first event I did was a Dutton Rally. We did hill climbs, super sprints, drags, and motorcarnas, and I loved every one of them. So for me, I love launching statically, getting the thing off the line. This car's always done well at that. So hill climbs give you that. And I guess as a kid, I used to love doing 100 and 200 metre races where every millimetre counted. So this sort of sprint stuff is a bit like that. Now that said, I love doing laps of Bathurst too. So doing Challenge Bathurst and super sprints is also fabulous.
Now I do know that you do take a lot of effort when it comes to the takeoffs. Those takeoffs you like to get right every time.
This car has launched well the whole time, and it's good. I love the feeling of it, and I guess it's just that thrill each time sitting there, balancing clutch, and I don't run launch control in the car, and yeah, I just love one of my favourite parts of the race.
Now, often with these cars with huge amounts of horsepower like yours, they're unreliable, but this thing's pretty solid.
It is. I got to say, I'll probably use a fair bit of clutch, so that maybe gives it a bit of empathy and resilience to it. That said, I think it was about 3 or 4 rally sprints ago or series ago, I did break a drive shaft off the line. But I got to say, for what we do to this car, lasts pretty well. We get about 18 months out of the clutch. It's not that bad.
Now, you were meant to be travelling around Australia for the past year, but you're back here in Sydney. What other events you got planned?
Well, we got on the hill climbing agenda, we've got on the 5th and 6th of March the Bathurst events, which is the S's, which is going upwards, reverse direction up the S's at Mount Panorama, and then one we call Mountain Straight, which is starting from Mountain Straight and finishing up the top. So they're the next ones. Next real attraction event for this year will then be doing an event called Leeburn Sprints up in Queensland, which is a little quiet country town in the Darling Downs, and you get 10,000+ people come out and we race around the streets, and it's an absolute hoot.